Rick Green one more time. Let's talk about that, Rick. Why do you think the Democrats are labeling this as Christian nationalist, and what do we do about it?
Yeah, words mean things, right, Greg? And listen, here's the two different definitions of what we're talking about. The left wants you to think that if someone is a Christian and they care about the country, so they're a nationalist, that they want to make everyone be a Christian in order to be an American. That is a lie. That is an absolute lie. The Founding Fathers didn't want that. None of us that have been fighting for Christian principles to infuse the culture want that. In fact, it is a Christian nation that allows for people of all faith to enjoy freedom, unlike nations throughout the history of the world. So being a Christian nationalist, even if they win with that term, is good for non-Christians if we actually look at history and look at the facts.
Well, I would argue Judeo-Christian nationalist, because if you go to Israel, which is not a Christian nation, not a Christian nation, still every religion is treated with respect, and so are women. All right, Rick, to your point, AOC is out serving her district as a congresswoman in a very strange way. Take a look.
Marriage equality, it starts with you. I mean, you're patriots. You are. You are patriots. And I'm so proud of you all.
Now, I guess that's different than a Christian nationalist there, Rick. AOC says that drag queens are patriots. You're wearing a patriot shirt. So what's your reaction to her and those comments?
Disgust. Absolute disgust, Greg. I'm not gonna try to perfume it up, man. It's it's disgusting. She's saying to the very people that are destroying the morality of our country, which ultimately destroys our nation, that they are patriots. A patriot is someone that loves their nation, loves the history of their nation, not that everything's perfect, but loves the values that the nation was built upon, not people that try to tear it down. And frankly, she had enough makeup on, I couldn't tell which one were the drag queens and which ones was the congresswoman.
All right, let's move on. Prager University sent a man to the streets to ask if an 8-year-old is mature enough to change their gender. Far too many people said yes. Here's one of them.
Yes, an 8-year-old is mature enough to decide if they want to be male or female or cis or trans, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Would you say like a 5-year-old too?
A 5-year-old? I don't know. It depends.
How do 5 and 8-year-olds have the sexual maturity to make this decision, mutilate their bodies, Rick?
Well, Greg, this is why my answer to the last question was disgust, because I know what it leads to. When you embrace these things that are so wrong in terms of morality, and they shake their fist at God and to the laws of nature and nature's God, it ends up affecting our children. And when you have a country of people that believe like this guy that was just interviewed, they allow for the mutilization of our children. That is evil and wrong, and that's why I'm disgusted by what we're seeing.
Okay, I do want to make one point. The guy was outside wearing a mask. That's all I got to say. All right, let's have some good news. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida just signed a new bill into law. Listen to this.
Florida, girls are going to play girls' sports and boys are going to play boys' sports. That's what we're doing, and we're going to make sure that that's the reality.
I guess, Rick, you're pleased to see that Governor DeSantis signed the Fairness in Women's Sports bill into law. That must be Florida Christian nationalists.
Hey, the lineup of your stories is perfect in terms of the order, because what you just showed is exactly how to fight back against this evil that is marching across our nation and destroying our children and our families and our value system. You have to push back on it and say no. And Ron DeSantis is willing to do that. And that's why he's the most popular governor in America right now. And that's what we need to do across this country. Say no to these ridiculous things like allowing boys into girls' bathrooms, locker rooms, and sports. And don't forget that the President of the United States believes that it is okay to force girls to accept boys into their showers and into their locker rooms and into their sports.
All right.
That's what we're up against.
The President of the United States, you mentioned him. Watch this man bailing water from his sidewalk. So is this how the President of the United States is handling things like inflation, crime, and the border right now?
That is great. You guys are so good. That's the perfect visual for so the president is creating the problem and then acting like he's bailing us out when he just continues to create more and more of those problems. Y'all are fantastic at picking exactly the right videos to describe it.
Well, you make it easy. Thank you for your kindness. We'll be back in just a moment, Mike.